Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to start by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. Shalom. This is your brother Hashar from the Great Millstone Savannah Camp, coming back in the spirit with another lesson. Lord willing, I pray and hope that it's edifying and exhorting. All right. And as you can see, the video on the screen is Cam Newton. All right, and he's I bet for those who don't know, he's a ex NFL football quarterback. All right, I believe he was the number one draft pick in and around, I think, 2011. I think somewhere around there. All right, and he's from Atlanta, Georgia. All right, the city I'm from, and um, you know, hey, this is that fall from grace. All right, not fall from grace, but just that fall from greatness. Okay, but he's talking about how he made a lot of money, and now he really can't support his family the way he wants to. So I'm gonna play the video, and then I'm gonna get some precepts.
For myself. Being in the NFL, everybody knows there's a large sum of money that comes to you in a short span of time. And being away from the game for 3 years, those checks don't come in the same. Like, I got 8 kids. It hurts me knowing that I can't provide like I once did. It hurts thinking that I'm Superman. But in reality, I'm just a man.
What you're looking for is to reinvent who you are. We're going to keep challenging you. It's going to get harder and harder and harder.
Different phase of my life. That's
All right, and yeah, like he
different.
said, when he played in the NFL, he was a great football player. All right, he, self-proclaimed himself as Superman. All right, that was actually one of his celebrations where he would, pull the suit back, do the kind of the Clark Kent move where you pull the suit back and you show the S on your chest. All right, but like he said, he called himself Superman. All right, and now he's figured out that he's just a man. All right, and I, it just dawned on me uh, that this is one of the things that I kind of went through. When I first came into the truth, when I first woke up to the truth, was just realizing, which is going to change the dynamic of what I wanted to talk about in the lesson, but it all goes with it. All right, which is realizing that you're not Superman. All right, because growing up as an athlete or growing up as someone who's um, has all these, awards, accolades, is esteemed where they live or whatever. All right, for a particular sport or whatever whatever you've been good at. All right, you get this aura or this perception in your head that you can save, your family, that you can save those around you, your neighborhood, and I'm gonna come back to, I used to have a vision, a dream that I would come back to my neighborhood and be this this figure of inspiration. All right, but then at some point, all right, reality hits you. All right, and you realize that, hey, you can't save the world. And that's what, coming into this truth, I had to really realize, you know it, which made the walk a little better for me, a little comforting, was realizing that I can't do it myself. And we in this truth, we're under the realization that we can't do it ourselves. We need the mediator. We need Yahweh Shai. All right, we need deliverance from this state of being where we are. All right, and the scripture speaks about how the angels which kept not their first estate. All right, that feeling that we get, it's a feeling that's familiar. All right, because you know, Lord willing, we were of that number. We're of the elect. All right, we were the giants, man, the spiritual uh giants. All right, in the earth, who were meant to govern and rule. All right, so when you get that feeling, it's a familiar one, or it's something where your spirit, it feels familiar in the spirit. You're like, damn, I think I can do this. All right, but coming into this truth, you realize that you can't do it yourself, man. And that's the place where Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, can come in and sup with you. All right, because it's a humble one. It's a very humble feeling, understanding that there's nothing you could do about certain things, man. All right, and I got this verse queued up, and this is second. Um, Dang, this is not the one I wanted. Maybe, yeah, this is the one I wanted. Second Ecclesiastes 2:16. It says, "For there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever, seeing that which now is in the days to come shall all be forgotten. And how dieth the wise man as the fool." So, right now in this earth, the wise man and the fool, they all die the same. All right. All according to their works. Um, but nevertheless, we all die. All right. Being in this flesh, all right, you're gonna, that's what people talk about. They talk about, hey, one thing is for certain, that you're gonna die. All right, and we're living in a generation where someone is gonna be delivered from death. A certain amount of people are gonna be delivered from death, and a certain amount of people are gonna die. All right, and they're gonna die horrific deaths. Some of them are gonna pine away. All right, but uh, hey, blessed be Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, who has granted us, all right, favor, has granted us the opportunity uh to not take place in the second death. All right, and we have the opportunity to escape death in this lifetime. All right, even though we have experienced it in our past life. So what Solomon is saying here is that everybody dies. All right, because he knew, all right, that he was going to go back to the spirit world at some point. Okay, verse 17, it says, "Therefore I hated life." All right, and this is the wisest man that ever walked the earth. Okay, he hated life. And he was a king. Solomon reaped the benefits of King David's throwing down, his conquering of the nations. He reaped the benefits of that. It says, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me. So when you read Ecclesiastes, you see that Solomon took place. He spoke about how he knew folly. All right, so he knew all the things that were useless, worthless. He knew everything. He was wise. You know, but he said it was all what? It was all vanity. It was grievous to him. All right, and this is what Cam Newton. Really, if I don't know, if the Lord were to sit down and sup with him, or if he were to look at it the same way as King Solomon, this is what really that's what he was saying. He was saying, uh, it's hard to look at my kids and not being able to provide the way I did. All right, because you don't have any power in this life. All right, so it's a grievous life, man. This is you can work super hard all your life. You can have all these accolades. You can be the man. All right, wherever you live or wherever you from, wherever state you go, you can be the man. All right, but in a blink of an eye, you can go from being the man to being nobody. All right, and this is what Solomon is reiterating in Ecclesiastes. That he's seen all this. He's like, I can do all this work and I can pass it down, and my son could you know do away with all the work that I did, man. All right, he said, therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yeah, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after, and who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool. All right, so you don't know what your son is going to do. All right, there were men who they raised their sons up, and they did what they could for their sons, but the Lord ultimately is in control. He has a plan for everything. All right, so the Lord can have your son be a menace. All right, and this is why uh, the scripture really comes into play, where this is where your mindset has to depart. All right, and I wanted to get Micah. All right, because it's one of those precepts that we say it a lot. All right, but it really does give you a sense of comfort. All right, it really does give you instructions to ease your stress, to ease your mental on the way you feel. Like, man, hey, this ain't the place where you want to be. Of course, every man wants to be successful. All right, no man wants to be unsuccessful. All right, but this gives you the comfort that if you're not where you saw yourself 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever vision you thought you had, the Lord's vision is greater. All right, and this is not our rest. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore pollution." And you know these different athletes, these rappers, these actors, they get this success, and ultimately it ends up destroying or polluting them. When you look at even Solomon, all right, when you look at the accomplishments that he had, all right, ultimately he knew he was gonna, he knew he was gonna mess up. All right, he knew he was gonna go off, and that the Lord would punish him for it. All right, but the Lord also brought him back and redeemed him in his reincarnation. All right, and and will redeem him, through his coming back, if you can receive it, uh, as Yahweh Shai. Okay, so this life that we're living, hey, it's the scripture speaks about how the things that we have here are temporal. Okay, even your house, your woman, your children, everything in this kingdom is temporal. All right, and we have to be ready to give it up at any moment. Okay. I quoted a lot of scriptures, and I tend to do that. But the scripture I had left in mind was matter of fact, ye get this one. Let's see if I can find it so I can bear with me. Hmm. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah. Second Thessalonians 1:7. All right. Forgive me. Second Thessalonians 1:7. Uh, Second Thessalonians 1:6. Seeing it is a righteous thing to recompense, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are troubled, rest with us. All right. So in this lifetime, man, we get troubled. We get troubled with the burdens and the tribulations of this life. That's why in Sirach it says, "Let go ye of the mortal thoughts." Because this life has all these mortal thoughts that'll lead you down the path of death. They're all mortal. All right, the cares of this life. We're looking to be redeemed and on a higher plane than the terrestrial. We're looking to get those celestial bodies. Where we don't go off, man. Where we don't sin. All right. It says, when the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. Okay, so we're trying to rest, man. We're trying to rest with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the 144,000. We want to be a part of that number and have that true rest, man. All right. It says, what I want, Second Peter chapter 3. All right. Second Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, and the day of Yahweh. All right. The day of the Lord. The day of the Lord is vengeance when he throws down our enemies. All right. Those who rule over us, those who make us pay taxes, and you know, you got to go to them for the want of all things. We need to be delivered out of this place, man. Our people don't understand how pivotal and how vital that is. All right, how that America is really a hellhole, man. This place right here is a hellhole, man. All right, it says, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and this place is gonna be dissolved away, being on fire. All right, being hit by thermonuclear missiles. This place is gonna go. All right, it says, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Yeah, even the very elements, all your gold and your silver, anything you got as a possession in America, it's gonna get burnt up, man. It's over with. Okay, it says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right. So we're looking for a new heaven and a new earth, man, where righteousness can dwell. All right, where life can flourish. Okay, where where there's fruit trees and the birds and the best smells, man, clean air and water. A real food. We crave these things, man. Where where a man is actually rewarded for what he knows. All right, and his morals and his values and ethics is what make him a value to the world. All right, not about how grimy and schemy he can be. Okay, that's what we looking for, man. We're looking for a true rest. All right, a new earth. That's refreshed, man. That is where actually things are gonna mean something, right? And this is what King Solomon meant by this is all was vanity and vanity. Everything was vanity of vanities because it didn't mean anything in a world where wickedness dwells, man, where wickedness rules. All right, we want righteousness to rule, man. Where actually being a good person is going to lead to you being successful, or it'll lead to you uh, uh, being or having justice. Having your just due. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and exhorting. I want to end off by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. Shalom and a Bible ball. Shalom.